Super fast tortoise in the show, drinking coffee, wishing you all well, because life is swell. Super fast tortoise. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends that bend the senses. Let's get up, it's senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow.
Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful keyboard today. As you can tell, it is very colorful, switching colors. And I don't know why the camera switched.
I guess your camera's trying to look out for your monitor because apparently your face cracks your monitor, and it doesn't. The camera's looking out for that.
Yeah, I guess it does. Hey, look, we got a random TCG dude.
Up.
Hola, fellas.
Came in at the very last minute. What's up?
Oh, well, I heard we're talking about Cube today.
Yeah, we are talking a bit about Cube. I actually did it to see if I could bait you in the show.
Oh, no, we're not talking about Cube.
No, we're talking about Cube. We're going to talk about Cube. I just did it to see if it bait you in the show.
Well, yeah, no, truth be told, Tuesdays is in-office day for the lady, so I'm here at home with the baby, but she's still asleep, so you got me.
Yeah, nice. It's awesome. We got Kane Checker. Says, what's up, morning coffee people? He's going crazy with the commands. He's like, hello, my creep. Hello, the peeps. It's like, don't forget to subscribe. He says, did I hear someone say Cube? That's right. He did someone say Cube. He's like, he knows all the commands that he wants to know. Randy says, Cube makes Tortoise Randy. Ha! Go nuts. Yeah, we're going to talk about Cube today. But right now, we need to ease into the show like we normally do. Have fun, chill, relax before we get into the big thing. Because it's like a Cube building tips video and Q&A where people can ask questions. Because, I don't have a list right here of taglines or anything to kind of go off of. I'm just going to go off what I know, like in the description, what I put in. And if anybody has questions, I'm going to use my own personal Cube as a background or backup to talk about how I designed my personal Cube. So my personal Cube is a 720 Commander style Cube. And it's fun, but they're going to get tips. Kane Chicken says, I may have built a cube before. It's not like he doesn't have 3 of them.
So you say a commander cube. Does that mean when you draft it, you specifically have to pick one card as the commander, like for your first pick? Or do you go through all of your picks and then when you're building your deck together, you pick a commander then? How does that work?
Well, so it wasn't originally designed to be a commander cube, but it is pretty much a commander cube, and people build a deck out of a commander they choose from their entire lot of picks.
Okay, and what's the number of cards for the deck? Is it a 50 card, 40 card?
Like 60, that includes the lands.
Okay.
Yeah, and it can be more than 60 if you want to, but 60 minimum, 40-20 basic. Yeah.
That seems like a decent ratio.
Yeah, and you start your life around 30, instead of 40. It's the difference. It's a limited cube environment, so you have limited life, limited deck. That's fun.
Oh, yeah. So is it a 1v1 or is it still a 4-player commander cube, like commander gameplay?
It is definitely 4v4 plus.
Okay.
120 cards to draft from, and that's a lot just for 4 players.
Well, right. I don't know. I still feel like you could potentially have folks just 1v1 with like 4 different pods, or 2 different pods or whatever. That could work. But yeah, all right, good to know. What was that, Hillbilly? I hear you piping up over there.
How many different kinds of cubes are there?
There's plenty of different kinds. You got set cubes where people design cubes around sets they love, like Ravnica, Innistrad, so on and so forth. You got people who have vintage cubes, which run the Power 9 and all the vintage cards only. Then you have people who run cubes based on their own imagination, what they want to build and what they go off. You got people who build cubes around their favorite archetypes, and you have people who build cubes out of their favorite draft formats. Like some people like red black from one set, so they put that in their cube. Some people like blue white from another format, so they put that in their cube. So they just kind of do everything else. Like cube is anything you want it to be, long as you put a focus on making it a playable, draftable set.
Wow.
Like imagine Avatar. Like before, if Avatar wasn't a set, but you designed a cube to be just like Avatar, playable, have cards that represent Avatar in there best you can, and have a fun cube environment, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so many ways to build a cube.
It sounds like a very personalized experience, not something that has to be one way or the other.
That's exactly true.
Okay.
Like building a cube is personalized, and trust me, it's really fun when you have people to play with the cube. Like my cube hasn't been played in for a couple of years. It just sits there, has a good collection of cards, accruing value. Right now, it's worth like $4,000.
Nice. There you go.
Wow.
But yeah.
I've only made one cube myself. Actually, hold on. Sorry about that. I've only made one cube myself. I just made it last week. It is a 240 card cube. So it's kind of colloquially known as a two-bert because it's ideally for 2 people. Yeah. It can be drafted for 4 people though. There's enough packs there. So me and the missus played last night, and it was pretty fun. She had black red, kind of like aggro, and I had green blue control and landfall, which I ended up sideboarding the landfall out because it wasn't doing anything. And I put in some of the black cards I had for some answers, but she ended up getting me anyway, and it was pretty cool. Like traditional draft is 3 packs, right? You get 3 15 card packs, and then you'll pass them between folks. We opted to do 4 packs because I was like, well, 45 cards between the 2 of us is a little limiting, no pun intended. So I figured that that 4th pack for 60 cards gave us a few more options, and that was just half the cube, So I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I even got a new GameGenix cards layer to hold it, the 400 plus or whatever.
Nice.
So it houses it nicely.
That's awesome. Yeah, in our cube when we play Commander, because we like to draft our cube like a regular draft one when we can. We've done it before. But when we do Commander drafts, we draft 3 packs, and we also have 3 additional packs that we open like sealed packs.
Oh, okay, like a brand new Magic pack and just throw it in the mix.
Yeah.
See, that's always exciting.
And it works out good having open, because everybody gets 6 packs, which 3 packs they kind of control their picks, and they get 3 packs that are randomly distributed, obviously, but randomly distributed, but no one else gets to see. So there's some secrets there. There's stuff that in there that can help you. It works out well. And we're gonna look at my cube today, as it goes. Kenny Chicken said there are different build strategies when building different types of cubes. That is right. So let's get us to the first stuff really quick. We need to get to
card of the day.
The card of the day. Hot take. This is the best card in Avatar. Yes. Hillbilly's like, I disagree. I can tell him. I can hear him holding his breath. This is the best card in Avatar.
I don't know about being the best, but it is a great card. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
it is the best. It is the best, hands down. You know why?
Why?
We need this card in Commander. We need this card in Cube. We need this card in other formats more than any other card they printed. We need more 2-drop cards that search your library for a land card and put it on the battlefield tab. In fact, since this is another ramp of growth, this expands our options, making more powerful gameplay decisions. That is why this is the best card in the set. Now, I'm not going to negate there are not powerful cards in the set, but biasly, for me, this is the best card in the set. In fact, this might be the only card I buy from the set.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
All right, somebody clip that one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It is a great card. I will agree with that. It will fit in any format. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. You got that Haro-like card in the set. Though it's basically Haro, but the sacrifice is not on additional casting; it's on ability. They got Haro. There's gonna be some good mana fixing because you could always use another Haro in Commander. But when it comes to 2-drops, Shadowroot's got it. Shadowroot got it. You know, and I'm not the only one who's thinking this because I've seen a lot of people on Facebook just exploding this picture saying this is the best card in the set because, and explaining the same stuff I explained, it's needed elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
But like, there are gonna be fun cards there are gonna be fun cards in Avatar. People will like it, whatever. But since
Those
I don't
poor
play,
Pauper players, they're
Right.
not going to get a taste of this. Those poor Pauper players.
or
Aw.
Pauper players, that's
They're
right.
stuck with rampant growth.
Right, but since this card actually helps other formats more that need it than any other card in the set, because other cards kind of add to it. Like we don't really need another Haro because we already have another Haro take. Shed Roots is to me the best card in the format in the set. Now I've seen some of the fun cards. But, you know, you're going to have to build around those cards where Shed Roots is just going to fit in decks that already exist. Kind of like your Cube, TCGdude. You got Landfall, you said. This is going to be awesome for your Landfall.
Yeah, that actually would be pretty good in there. Can't lie. You know, I'm going to have to side with Hillbilly on this one. Just that it's not the best. I don't think it's the best card in the set, but it's going to see a lot of play everywhere. So what would be a normal 25-cent uncommon is probably going to be 50, 75 cents, maybe even $1.
Right, right. Well, yeah, trust me, I understand there's powerful cards in the format, but not all the cards are going to help other formats as graciously as this card will. People are already talking about how this is going to power creep basic landfall decks in Commander. Just
I mean, yeah, and it's going to help standard landfall decks also.
Well, Standard is getting a good heap and package. I mean, look. The truth is, if you go back to original Zendikar, when we had Farseek or whatever 2-mana drop we had at the time, plus you have Haro, it's gonna explode the format. We're gonna have a good landfall set. You know, we're gonna have a good landfall set with the earth bending and everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a lot of fixing, and if a lot of people don't play Avatar set, a lot of people are going to play Shared Roots in their standard decks and that new Haro card for their landfall decks.
Oh, yeah.
If you're playing landfall and standard, you're eating good.
Yeah. This set's adding to existing things, and that's the landfall mechanic didn't really need the help. But like, for instance, hot take, I'd replace a Wayfarer's Bauble with this card in a deck that runs green.
Oh, definitely.
You know, so yeah. So hot take. I'm thinking of Avatar. Don't forget, Hillbilly has Avatar coming up November 12th. All day stream.
This will be November 12th. It's going to last I'll start on this right after the morning coffee show on the 12th, and it'll start. So that'll be at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time on the 12th.
Yeah. But now let's get to the picture today. Picture today is, would Master Splinter play Magic the Gathering?
That's cool.
Yes, he would. Except he would need to sleeve every card because of those wet sewers.
That's
You'd
right.
hear somewhere in the whispers of the sewers, "Give me a sleeve."
That's right. That's right. Dragon Shield should sponsor you just because of your tagline. Give me a
Well,
I wish, bro.
I want to disagree. I want to disagree with you, TCG dude right there, because he'd probably be asking for Ziploc bags instead of sleeves.
Ziploc bags.
Ah, yes, a classic.
Who needs sleeves when you got rubber bands? I'm kidding. But yeah, that's a cute picture. Even though his fingers are off, he has like 4 fingers on one hand. That's like more human. He has 3 fingers on the other hand. And he has 5 human-looking toes. It's funny. Whatever. See, we got Metamunk. Hello there. Kane Checker says 2 different content creators that may still have Cube content on YouTube is MTG Cube Tube and Cube for 2. That's right. And even in my old back videos, I have some Cube content. But right now we need to get to the question of the day. Question of the day is Super Fast Tortoise here with the question of the day. The question of the day is, what's your favorite dinosaur? Do you have a favorite dinosaur? Let us know. What's your favorite dinosaur? Dum dum dum. Yeah.
Favorite dinosaur.
Yeah, it's just left curve there because I'm the only one making questions of the day, so I get to make whatever question I want.
Yeah, I want to say Itali. It's Rhinoblitz, the one that makes all your opponents exile the top card.
There's 2 Italis.
Yeah, the one I like is the one that makes your opponents exile the top card of the library, and you may cast it for free.
That's both Italis.
Both of them do that.
Yeah, it's the first Itali. When it attacks, everybody exiles the top card of the library. You may cast those cards. The second Itali is the one that everybody reveals cards or they exile cards until they reveal an online card, then you may cast them.
The second one.
There you go. But, the answer could have been simpler with that. Because I was going to say Tyrannosaurus Rex is my favorite dinosaur.
Yeah, that I was just cheating a little bit here and looking at the chart because I don't remember the names of all the different dinosaur types. There's a couple that stand out. Velociraptor, totally awesome, right? The very scary one from the movies. Triceratops are really badass, right? The rhinos of yesteryears. I guess I'm gonna pick Brachiosaurus just because I used to watch Land Before Time as a kid, right? Yeah. And so long necks and little foot, and that was a thing. So
I still own a copy of Land Before Time, the original film, until I had to take it out of my lunchbox right here up top where I have all my movies. I had to take it out to fit in the newest Jurassic World movie, but it was part of my Jurassic Park collection because it was directed by Steven Spielberg, so I took it as a prequel to the movies.
Well, choices had to be made.
Mugenfool, hi, hello, Mugenfool. He says T-Rex. T-Rex is the coolest, I think. And just to let people know, most T-Rexes in the Jurassic Park franchise are listed as female. They're not males. The only buck in the movie franchise was in the 3rd movie and the 2nd movie. Yes, and a Brontosaurus. For Cane Shaker, too, as well, he says Brontosaurus, which is cool because the Brontosaurus in Magic the Gathering, because there's a card called Brontosaurus, it's a Jurassic Park skin of Colossal Dreadmaw, and it rocks.
Hell yeah. I'd say, you know what, now that I think about it, as cool as like a ton of the other dinosaurs in Magic are, like Italy and all that. Right. I love the Thrashing Brontodon, man. That thing is dope. That's such a good card.
Right, Thrashing Brontodon is pretty chill. Unironically, one of my favorite dinosaurs is I can't think of the name in Magic at the moment, but it's the dinosaur that board wipes. And I like it because it board wipes all non-dinosaur creatures.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's escaping me too. But pretty good effect.
says he also likes Dino from the Flintstones. That's right. Man amongst the Stegosaurus in MTG realm, it would be Indominus Rex. Stegosaurus is a pretty cool one too. Stegosaurus was one of my favorite dinosaurs growing up too. I was so excited when I saw him in Jurassic Park, The Lost World, or The Lost World of Jurassic Park, however you want to say it. Yeah. But yeah. Lone Wolf, you have a favorite dinosaur?
Believe it or not, I don't.
Oh,
I got to be the black sheep of the group here.
I'm gonna say your favorite dinosaur is a Compsognathus.
I don't know what that is.
So they're the little green dinosaurs in Jurassic Park: The Lost World. The little compies. A moonful from Flintstones Universe Beyonce. When? King Chicken says never. You never know. But it may happen someday. That's right. All right. Now we got over all the fun stuff and everything. We got to go to a point where we got to say, hey.
Subscribe to show people we are having a party.
I need to find that clip and edit it so it'd be a proper transition. I'm trying to make cool little transitions for the show. And that's an old one from another show. But now we're going to talk more into Cube here. You guys ready for Cube? You guys all excited for Cube? Let me know in chat if you're excited for a Cube talk. Because we got the TCG dude here. He's going to talk about how awesome his Cube is and everything. And yeah. All right.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm looking forward to hosting the party.
That's right. But anyways.
Oh, goodness.
Let me pull up my Cube list. I go through Cube Cobra. I don't know if you ever heard of Cube Cobra. But
I have, yeah. I was actually thinking about putting my Cube list in there last night, but I'm having issues with the TCG Player app. I don't know if anyone else is over here. I can't pull up or save a list at all. So I'm reinstalling right now, and hopefully that'll help.
So you guys can see the screen. You can see, yeah, you see. I wish I could do this easier on OBS, where I can crop out the advertisements, but apparently you guys are going to be advertised food and coffee. So tips, talking about Magic the Gathering Cube, right? Like if you look at my cards in my Cube list, you'll tell there's like a theme in each of the colors. Like when I designed my Cube, I went with thematic things I loved, and I worked with that. Like, well, the first one drops you see on the set are not very thematic. You know, you got Giver Runes and Mother Runes to just protect creatures, which kind of goes against some of the themes in white, but they're not here for white. They're here to support other colors. But then you got Core Spirit Dancer, who tells you as a signpost card, Phalanx Leader is a signpost card, Saram Senior Ancestor is a signpost card, Danitha, Fabled Hero, Mass Enchantress signpost cards, and you'll notice there will be a lot of signpost cards in my Cube, in particularly because signpost cards tell people what they want to build. You know, it's kind of like saying, hey, you want to make a PB&J, but you don't know how? Let me tell you how to add the peanut butter to the jelly, you know?
okay.
So, when building a Cube, I went with the enchantment theme for white. But there's more reason to this enchantment theme for white. And I'll explain a little bit later, but I'm going to show you some of the cards I got in here to back it up. So I showed you the signpost cards. You got things that are good and can get better with enchantment auras. You got enchantment cards like Celestial Ancient. It says whenever you play an enchantment spell, put a +1 counter on each creature you control. So there's a lot of things in here saying, hey, if you play enchantments, you're going to get bonus up. Then we got Planeswalkers, board wipes, removal, and stuff. But you got more enchantment removal. You got enchantments for removal. You got enchantment auras to build up your creatures, because that's what you want to do. Because like Sage's Reverie is a signpost card, because it says whenever it comes into play, you draw a card for each aura attached to a creature. Now, I do not have a pacifism in this Cube. But if it was here, Sage's Reverie would count it as an aura you control attached to a creature. All right, so That's just
Yeah, that's some pretty slick tech there. I like that. The pacifism, that's an old school one.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. And so I'm just explaining that enchantments are the theme for white, but when we go to blue, you notice right off the bat, the first 2 cards on here, enchantments, those are signs that say, hey, if you're on white, maybe you want to splash blue, because blue goes into non-creature spells. And what are enchantments? Non-creature spells. So this says, hey, if you're playing white, you might want to delve into blue, because blue supports your theme. Now, blue has its own thing. It's non-creature spells for sure, but you run cards like Jace Vern's Prodigy and Planeswalkers and draw outlets like crazy because you got Literal Core, which fits in the Aura's build theme. You got Merfolk Looter, just fits in any blue theme. Rona Herald Invasion does loot. That's why it's in the cube. It fits another theme, but it's splashable to put in another cube because you don't have to run black to run this card. But what I want to get to in the blue is you get to the Planeswalkers. Why Planeswalkers? Because Planeswalkers are cool, and that's one of the main things. Yes, I have an affinity for Jace as one of my favorite Planeswalkers of all time. That's why Jace is the primary Planeswalker in this color. But what I want to get to is, well, maybe I have to scroll up, is the creatures in blue, other than Uctus here, right? Uctus is here for a blue archetype, a mono blue archetype if you go mono blue. But I want to show off the creatures like Soulblade Jin. I want to show off the creature like Niblis of Frost, who care about non-creature spells. Non-creature spells in blue work with the enchantment theme, right? And let me scroll down even further. So I'm trying to show you down a path. We're going to skip mono red because mono red is its own thing, but this is a multicolored cube. I'm trying to go down fast, but not fast enough to give you a headache. All right. Where is the blue red? Blue red, blue red, blue red. All right. Here we go. Blue red. Why are we in blue red? Because blue red is secretly Jeskai for enchantments. Now, there's different things in blue red to go with different themes in the set, because blue red can go with blue red green, blue red can go with Grixis, all that kind of stuff. But running like Stormcatch Mentor, who has prowess. He's a 2-mana 1/1 haste with prowess, so you can build a Jeskai themed Voltron deck. Then you got Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. Says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, like an enchantment, you create a 1/1 color server artifact token. You got Tempest Angler. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1 counter on Tempest Angler. If you catch on the drift, there are cards in here saying, hey, if you're going blue-white enchantments, maybe you want some blue-red in your deck to pump up that non-creature spell and give you some powerful attacks. Yes, and Rao Crackling Wits in here because he whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a loyalty on him. He does things with loyalty. Yeah. And yes, there's also another theme in blue red itself, which is Innocence and Sorceries Matters, but that's not what I'm showing you here. But that is a theme in the cube because I've designed the colors to kind of go 2 ways for each color because prowess works in sorcery and instant speed manners decks, but it's more flexible for the other decks. And with that, that is kind of like the pathway for enchantments, and this is a big cube. So what else can you do? Well, you support this theme. What if someone else is going blue-red and you're in enchantments? Well, in blue-white, you got Staggering Insight to help you go there. You got Detention Sphere as an enchantment removal. You got Law Mage's Binding, which is like a fast version of pacifism. You got other ways to go blue-white. Here you got Righteous Authority, which is auras. Yeah. You got to play around with the fact that people are going to go different colors. So like if I scroll down to green-white, here's green-white. You got you got some things that go with Sister's Harvest Hand, who says, hey, if you're going white for enchantments, you might want to go green here. You got Armadillo Cloak right here, which goes with the Voltron theme. Same with Behemoth Sledge. Then you got Cutzel Malamute Exemplar, who says, hey, if you're building creatures bigger than their power, like in mono white, you might go white-green. And you got Satyr Enchanter, you got Unflinching Courage to go in that direction of Voltron. Now, what I just showed you guys between blue-red and green-white and enchantments is not just saying, hey, if you go enchantments, your options are open to both these options. But what I did create is a competitive drafting experience. If you're going white, and if someone else is going white, they're either going white-green and you're going to be forcing the blue-red, or vice versa.
Okay.
That makes sense to people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Cane Shaker in the chat.
Yeah, blue-red usually spells matter build types, yeah. Sure hope this show is going to be a lot longer than an hour. How can a person make sure they get the right type of mana for a 2-3 color build in the cube? Well, you install non-basic lands in the cube.
Right. Yeah, mana fixing is one of the pain points of designing a cube. Especially with like a smaller one like mine at 240 cards. So I ended up opting for several talismans because they're 2 drops. They can provide a mana after it's cast, and color fixing for 3 colors, 4 colors. Guys, I even have a 5-color draft because I want to win with Coalition Victory in that 2-bert, so it's possible.
It's possible. Okay, Checkers, I'm just trying to key you up. Yeah, no, you're good. So let me walk you down a different path, right? Let me screw up the blue.
I love that you have mill cards in there. That's one of the themes I didn't get to fit in my tuber yet, which it's a living project, right? That's what folks need to understand with Cube is that you can mix and match it at your leisure and design it and make it have different flavor for a different day of the week. If there's a Halloween coming up, you can make it your Halloween cube, and then as soon as November 1st hits, boom, now it's a Turkey Day cube.
Well, it's kind of funny you bring up mill, because that's literally where I was just going to go with this right here. Mill in cube is actually here because there's self mill, because you can mill yourself, right? So we was talking about non-creature spells in blue because, you got Chrome Host, Seed Shark for non-creature spells, so on and so forth. But then you got different control aspects. Control is for removal. We'll get to that later. But we got Jace Memory Adept. We got Mind Shrieker, where you can target yourself if you want. You got different ways to mill in here. And you got cards like Logic Knot in here to say, hey, if you need to touch your graveyard, you can to make the spell cheaper, right? And then we go down the road, and we go down the road to black, and you notice black right away, just by looking at it, has some expensive cards to cast. You got some 4 mana, 5 mana spells, and you realize you got 6, 7, 8 mana cards to cast. You got some planeswalkers. You're like, how am I going to cast that? Well, my friends, it's built into the cube that if you go blue, like blue heavy or black heavy, you're going to be reanimating. Reanimating is the theme here. Now, the reason why I did this is because reanimating is completely different from enchantments. And I wanted people to be divided. What do you want to do? Play enchantments? Do you want to reanimate? You can't go both. But there are ways you can splash white in your deck. Like if you do blue, black, Esper, reanimation, you can use some of the removal from white because you need to be able to use some of those cards, right? And now remember, I said you can use white for removal in the set because I want to get into that a little bit more. But what I want to hint on is you got cards like Buried Alive here. That's a card that says, hey, if you're going to be in the reanimation package, you might want to play this card to get some cards in your graveyard to get them out sooner. You got to mark grave in this cube to search your library for a non-legendary card to put in your graveyard. Then you got Dread Return, Vigor Mortis, Zombify, Beacon of Arrest, Bond of Revival, which is a really strong card in limited. You got Burial Rites, which is nuts, which splashes white. You got other cards that reanimate, like Necromancy, thanks to James Willis Canechecker, to get cards from your graveyard to your battlefield. You even got the Recurring Nightmare here. So, I just showed you that blue-black work together, right? Let's see what 3 colors do. Like 3 colors really tie in the deck here. And I mentioned Esper. Let's see what Esper has. 3 colors. I'm trying not to be confusing. Esper.
There we go. Yeah, 3 colors is definitely something I when I first iterated the cube, it was fun to look at, but then when I did some gold fishing and some test draws with the lady, we just couldn't get to that 3rd color. At least that was before the talismans though, so that may be different now, but that's a uphill battle. 3 colors in a cube.
Right. Now, so you'll notice in Esper, there's not a lot of support for Reanimator here. Not a lot of support. That's because Esper doesn't really do reanimation very well in 3 color pairs yet. But we are running cards that would be painful to run, right? You're running Reanimator and someone plays and you play a send triplets on your opponents. You're like, what are you doing? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. When you play 1v1 with your friends, send triplets is a doozy. Send triplets is at the beginning of your upkeep. Choose target opponent, which will be your opponent. This turn, that player can't play spells or activate abilities with his or her hand revealed. You can play cards with that player in hand. One of the commander options. But if you're playing commander, but this card costs 5 mana, and sometimes it's hard to get that mana out. But if it's in your graveyard, you can reanimate it, which I want to talk about with reanimation. I changed the reanimation targets because there are a couple cards in this set that do good with reanimating. That's Shroom the Hegemon. Shroom the Hegemon returns an artifact from the graveyard to play when you play it. This is a good reanimator target to get some of that stuff. Then you got Sphinx of the Stillwind, which is not something that's going to reanimate something for you, but looking at those sweet abilities, it's something you're going to want to reanimate with that high mana cost. All right. But what I did.
How long would you say your games go on average?
Drafting
8 turns,
takes like
10
40,
turns?
Drafting takes like 30 to 40 minutes usually, varying on the deal size. And playing the game takes about an hour or 2. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. But one thing I want to go up to, where is it? That's 3 colors. I want to go to colors. 2 colors. Where are we? All right. But look at here. We're in the 2 colors. We're in black, red. So if you're in black and blue and you go Grixis, you get to run Tormenting Souls. You get a Deathbringer Thoctor. You get Rakdos Lord of Riots. It changes up the strategy a little, but it lets you know it's okay to play at the graveyard and you're doing damage. Anyways, the reason why I bring this up, the reason why I'm showing you this is we talked about the Reanimator strategy, and Torrent of Souls is a Reanimator in black-red, but look at that hybrid mana symbol. This can be in a black deck without being red, because in limited, you can play whatever you want. And the mana cost is flexible, so you can put that in an Esper deck, so you got an extra combo piece here, or an extra piece to your deck here. But then the colors choosing a different strategy, because like Rakdos Lord of Riots cares about if an opponent lost life. That's pretty cool. And you got Avatar Discord here. Who cares if you discard a card or discard 2 cards? Because when Avatar Discord comes into play, sacrificing let's discard 2 cards. That's help feeding your graveyard. I'm just showing you a little things in here that kind of say, hey, if I'm playing this card, if I want to discard cards, I'm going to go this route. Mm-hmm. Then you got Rakdos Headliner who does the same thing. So when he comes to play, or Echo, I believe Echo's on your upkeep. If he's out, you discard a card, you sacrifice him.
Okay. Well, here's the question: when you are drafting this cube, do you use all the cards, or just like set some to the side and not even play with those? Or how do you go about? How do you go about doing this?
Well, it's as simple as this. How many people are drafting the cube? You make 3 15-card packs out of everybody drafting the cube, and you play with those cards. If there's cards left over,
Okay.
they're going to be left over in the cube.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, man. Okay.
Yeah, and that kind of helps provide a fresh and new experience every draft. Because if you're seeing the same cards every time packs are being passed around, it gets a little stale.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. That's why I built a big cube, because I wanted things to change up a lot every time you draft. Cane Checkers' themes and archetypes are a good way to look at putting cube together. That's good. So I remember sometime in the past that a content creator built a cube for an awesome giveaway price. Yeah, that was me.
Yep.
I built a cube and gave it away and lost and won.
I know we'll forget that.
One of the biggest debates about cube building is talisman versus signets. Run both.
Yep.
Planeswalkers in or out of the cube building has also been a big debate too. Well, it depends. There are people who build cubes with no Universes Beyond cards and keep it that way because they don't want Universes Beyond in their cube. And I know someone, Cane Checker, who wants to build a Marvel cube strictly for Marvel.
Nice.
540 will support up to 12 players. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you guys recall the stained glass planeswalkers from the older Secret Lair bonus?
Yes, I have one.
Nice.
Yeah, I have one.
The which one?
The cheapest one. I have the blue-green one that reanimates, puts a card from your graveyard to your hand.
Oh yeah, Tamio. Yeah, she's in there actually. So I ended up getting some of those Secret Layers way back when, and those stained glass cards, I really appreciated their aesthetic, but they were curled as all hell, and so you couldn't play them. And I left them in a binder for years. Well, when I finally started making this cube, I was like, let's just take a look at those things, and they were nice and flat, and I was like, okay, they have a home now in the cube. Yeah.
The Marvel Cube idea may be a while, says Cane Shaker. All right. So, kind of back on track. I showed you different ways, but earlier I told you to remember that I mentioned that you can use white for removal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every color is good at something.
Oh, yeah.
Blue is good on draw. Good. Black is good at reanimate and removal. Green's good at ramping. Red is good at getting things in the graveyard and playing some fast creatures. And I went with that. And the reason why I bring that up is because most of the time when I tell people, I give them a primer who's never drafted my cube before, I say try to stick to 2 colors at your best. And it says it will not happen. It says you want to stick to 2 colors at best and be open for a 3rd color because you're going to get a lot of colors in your hand. And I'm like, and so I let them know every card set up. Like white's good with removal because it has a lot of removal. Black's better at reanimating, and I tell people that red's good at playing creatures and discarding, and because there's a lot of cards in red that say when you discard a card, draw a card, so on and so forth. Then I tell them that blue's good at drawing and really solid at drawing, because I really limited the counter spells in blue because I didn't want blue to take over. So when I first built this cube, blue was too powerful for the format. So I watered it down. It's still strong colors, just it ain't gonna be the top tier color choice of all. But anyways, you can always splash a 3rd color just for removal or what strength you want. Now, is there any questions people have about cube that I haven't talked about yet?
No, you answered all mine. You got any questions on Wolf?
I think he basically answered mine as well, because I was curious on like when you asked earlier what happened to the leftover cards, because I was kind of curious on that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like you build a cube to fit a certain play amount. Like 360 fits up. Like if you do the math, 3 packs per person, 15 cards a pack. And like you add that up to like 360, it tells you how many players maximum can play the cube.
Okay.
You know, but you're not gonna play with all the cards. I mean, if you want to, you can. It's your rules.
All right, then how do you go about getting those from this? I mean, do you just turn the cards upside down, shuffle them all up, and then get get the cards like the packs out like that?
Yeah. Well, what you do is you shuffle up the cube again. It can be a team effort to shuffle up the cube. Then everybody makes their own 3 packs. Then after everybody makes 3 packs of cube, you pass the packs around to each other to divide them up so no one's cheating.
Right.
You know, I don't think anybody's cheating, but we pass packs around so it's divided up. So not everybody might have a clue what's in the deck. Because sometimes you'll see a card in a pack, you know, when you're dividing and pulling out cards. So you switch them around so you don't know what you have. And you all go in blindly like that. But but here's a list of lands in this cube. I got Zorius Chantry, which is a card I will end up replacing with a better land in the future. I got Flooded Strand, Glacial Fortress, Hollow Fountain, Irrigated Farmland, Temple of Alignment. You can kind of rinse and repeat. You always have a weird land. Oh yeah, and I got Tundra on this cube, but it's fake. I got Creeping Tar Pit, Dark Shores, Drowned Catacombs, Fetid Pools, Polluted Delta, Underground Sea, Watery Grave, right? You can see I got like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines for each color in here that are mixed in the cube. That's so when you're drafting, you can fix your own mana. I got 3 color lands in here, just the basics. I got some 5 color lands in here, like Mana Confluence, Grand Coliseum, City of Brass. And I got some your basics: Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage, Gaia Reach, Terramorphic Expanse. So you got some tech in here to fix your land. And trust me, with all the land in this deck, like the panoramas being in here, no one ever has issues with land in this deck. And to answer your question that you're about to ask, what about basics? You have those sleeved up in the side, so when people are done building the decks, they can grab basics to build their deck.
I was getting ready to ask that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of upfront investment to actually have a cube, which is kind of lame, you know, because theoretically you could just take a pile of jank from your bulk and make a cube out of it, but you'd still have to, unless you want to just do it all unsleeved and unboxed and unprotected, you're going to need the same color sleeves, the same style of sleeves for your lands and your cube.
Right.
You'll need tokens, most likely need dice. So my cube is personally sleeved up in GameStop black matte sleeves. They're about $4, $5 a pack. And this last year, I continuously bought those when I was drafting and just never threw them away. And now I've repurposed those sleeves from a cube.
Nice. I'm still using gold Dragon Shield sleeves. All right. Now I'm going to look at red really quick to kind of show you what I did here. Because I showed you red, white, blue, black. And I'll show you green too if you want. We got some minutes. Yeah, I better curl keep. Let's just prowess. And with prowess as one of the themes, and I got discard as one of the themes. Like Dismissive Primancer is like a janky card in other formats, but in this cube, discarding a card is pretty powerful if you're in black. Then you got cards like Magmatic Chandler. You got cards that like Venetia Lashclaw, which James Willis gave me this card, which is pretty cool. You know, you got cards that care about discarding, but you also got cards that care about non-creature spells, like Gutter Snipe cares about instants and sorceries. So I went with the blue-red theme. Then for the non-blue-red stuff, we went ham on dragons because Tortoise loves dragons. He loves dinosaurs more, but dinosaurs weren't prevalent as dragons when building the cube. Because like there's tons of dragons, dragons, and there's planeswalkers for non-creature spell ability. There's support for there. Then you got other spells that are non-creature spell, like Infuriate, Lightning Bolt. Oh, this card is awesome. Blazing Crescendo. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end turn. Exile the top card of your library until end turn. You may play that card. Oh my lord, there's so much support in these cards. It's pretty nuts. And then there's some cards up there in here for fun, like Goblin Bombardment. Sacrifice a creature. Goblin Bombardment deals 1 damage to any creature. That's actually
Yeah,
good.
classic. You know what
Yeah.
I'm seeing as you're glossing through this card list?
Mhm.
There's a lot of bonus sheet reprints.
Oh, yeah.
So that could have just been the website auto populating with that image instead of what you actually have sleeved up. But to note, those reprint bonus sheets are typically classic Magic spells. So it's almost like seeing an encyclopedia of Magic when you're looking at a cube.
Yep. Like every card in this cube that you see, other than some Eldrazi's I'm going to replace because I took them out. All the cards in here you see are the exact copies I have in the cube.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a power cube draft?
No, a power cube is a cube with the power 9 in it. That's why people call it power cube.
Okay, that's what Curtis was asking.
Yeah, there's no power 9. I'm not going to proxy it. Not going to play it.
I got a Black Lotus in mine that's proxied.
So we got in green. Green is very, very self-efficient. Green's kind of alone in this set. He works with green black, trust me. But it's very wrong. You run a lot of mana dorks. Like the Noble Hierarch doesn't fit a Voltron thing, but he's in here because he taps for mana. And Exalt is good in really niche situations where you're stuck with one creature. But you got Dragon Tree Speaker for classicness and stuff. You'll see there's a lot of ramp. Then you got non-creature spell shenanigans in here. You got counters matters. But then you see there's a lot of landfall in this cube. Landfall creatures, I should say. Things that care about lands. And look, there's rampant growth. Woo woo.
And having all your fetch lands in there really helps with that synergy.
Yep. Then Bone Sabers is a card from Warhammer that I really wanted for the cube because it's really solid for mono green decks. But it's good in red green too. So whenever a equipped creature attacks, put 4+1 counters on it. Equipped for 3. Pretty solid. But then there's some auras in the set. So if you go white green, there's support for that. If you notice, every color tries to support its main themes. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, there's landfall, things that care about lands, creatures that draw. But landfall is kind of the theme. It's like, for instance, Omnath Locust of Mana is in here because he cares about you ramping because he saves all your green mana. But yeah, and landfall that has other things going on in it. Like if we scroll down, let me scroll down. Not red green, right? Yeah, not red green. Oh, like red green got Phylath, the World Sculptor. We have Zendikar, Avenger Zendikar. You got red green stuff that cares about stuff. Then white green, you got big old creatures that care about you getting your land out. Like Gotland Maverin cares about your land because he has to have 2 green, 2 white in there. Nova Blast Worm, which I'm surprised no one really ever plays with anymore. He's pretty powerful. He's a board wipe on a creature, by the way. Really good for limited. And you got Dramoka the Eternal, who cares about Voltroning, for the Voltron things. Yeah, what I'm just showing you is I splash different themes around. Now, green-black is where green fits the best when it comes to building, because green-black is pretty good for reanimation. I'm not going to lie in this cube. You got your removal. You got Lawless Troll. You got Squirming Emergence, which is a pretty fun card. You got your ramp. You got your things that care about graveyards. I know HILLBILLY doesn't really care for this card, but Young Deathclaws in limited is pretty powerful.
Nice.
Yeah. And then it's just all that fun, good stuff. The multicolor really switches up the cube. Like the monocolors are the way I designed the cube is the monocolors design the mechanics that you want to do the cube. The multicolor divides where you're going to go with the cube. Yeah, so this is a power
Always
cube
just to have
draft.
it
No,
as
no.
cash too, it's very personalized when you're drafting. If you want to do all one drops or as many low CMC creatures as you want, if you want to do big top end blowout spells, you can do that. It's a super casual environment, so there's not a lot of pressure to be super sweaty about it.
Right. And if someone would like to send me some real Pound 9 cards, I'd happily place them in my cube. That's right, kid. Non-basic land choices for cube is also something that has to be throughout. Yep. Last thing I want to talk about, I think it's important. Is it down here or is it up there? I think it's up there, right? Yeah, it's up here. Is your colorless part of the cube. You don't have to have colorless in your cube. You don't. But if you're going to run colorless, make sure it fits any strategy. Solon's Malachrum fits any strategy. Thopter Assembly fits a synergy because I put a synergy in the colorless, which I'm going to work on. I took out the Eldrazi's from my deck, or from my cube for a deck, but I want to replace it with artifact creatures. Like I got a Darkstone Colossus I want to throw in here. Wormcoil Engine, pretty good. But when it comes to synergies, you want colors to support different strategies. Like Alter the Brood supports the mill strategy. You got Basilisk Collar that supports the Voltron strategy and makes a creature deadlier. Darksteel Axe, which fits as the Voltron strategy. Expedition Map, which fits the Landfall strategy. You got Soul Ring to speed things up. Waves Fairy Bauble, Alter Dementia for those decks that care about getting creatures in the graveyard. You got all the signets. Thanks to James Willis for sending those. You got different things that support different colors for the Animus, for Landfall, Ashnod's Altered, support those little decks that need to play bigger creatures. Throw in the God Pharaoh for the attacking things. All I'm showing you is artifacts are going to look like a mixed bag of nuts compared to everything else because you're going to really want to support every other color with colorless in designing your cube. But you're going to have fun. You're going to have fun with it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that helps you there.
Yeah.
All right. But my friends, any questions you guys might have in chat? Any questions you might have right now? I mean, have I been useful or helpful to you guys at all?
Been helpful.
Because I feel like I really just talked about my cube, and I just don't know if I actually helped you answer questions.
Yeah. I mean, I've never actually seen a cube before. I mean, I know about them, but never played a cube or anything like that. Never even really looked at one. But it looks interesting. Look like it might be fun.
Yeah. Cube is really fun to play. Limited is my favorite fun way to play Magic, and Cube is just it's an expensive endeavor to build a cube. I won't lie.
Oh, I bet it is.
But once it's done, it's free to play all the time.
Yep.
As long as you got
as long as you got somebody to play with. That's the thing. It just takes one other person. You don't have to have a full pot of 8, 6, or even 4 people. You could have, I was telling my old lady, like, we can invite, your sister or whatever and their boyfriend, and we'll just have a couple's night for Magic. That'd be fun with the cube.
Right.
Date night.
All right. Looks like we're going to be a little bit over.
Yeah.
A little bit over time, but we're going to cover one more thing really quick, and that is
What?
yes, we're going to cover the movers and shakers of the week really quick. At 7% going up, 944, we got Bonehorn Drekosaur just doing good. He's a pretty good card. At plus 3%, we got 1598 Applehorn Oculus doing pretty good right there. We got plus 1%, not really moving at all. $31 is Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Then at 504 at 90%, we got Basilisk Collar from Foundations. Then we got 12%, seeing a bit of movement. 346, we got Slick Shot Show Off. Nice. Then 18% and 238, we got Ramos Dragon Engine. Nice. From Foundations right there. Then plus 8% of 465, we got Season of the Gathering. Those cards were kind of fun to play with around with the little paws. Wow. It's a little weird, but it worked.
Yeah.
Plus 8%, some movement at 424. You got Glard, Calamity Augur. Pretty solid card, pretty fun. Plus 10%, seeing a bit of movement at 341. We got Spider-Punk just chilling out up top, going crazy. 7% of 443. We got Wishclaw Talisman. Pretty fun card. Reprint and Foundations. Going down 14%. It must have reached its peak and then it's finding its place. We got Quantum Riddler. Nice. Chilling. Down 6% at $69. We got the Soul Stone. Soul Stone needs to go down some more. Down 7%, $32.97. This might be just because it's a possible ban in the future. We got VV Orinator.
Mm-hmm.
Down 39%, 61. We got Bristly Bill. He needs to be a negative $15 card. People would have to pay you money to take them.
No.
Yeah. Down 7%, $21.27. We got Screaming Nemesis chilling out. See, this should be worth more than Bristly Bill because Bristly Bill sucks.
No, it don't. I got both of these.
Yeah, down 4%, $31.99. You got Elspeth Stormslayer. Just moving down a little. She's just finding her spot in life and gonna live there. Down 11% at $10.35. We got Ketchermos and New Dawn. Yeah. Then you got $29, down 4%. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Down 5%, $24.99. Got Aura Boroid. Boroid just chilling at Boroid levels.
Mm-hmm.
And down 4% at $26.72. We got Cloud, Midgard Mercenary. And my friends, as fast as I had to go with that today, that has been the movers and shakers.
Cool.
All right. Then, really quick, we need to get to the shill section, so let's get to that.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise. Building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon. No one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house. We own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
All right. You okay over there, Hillbilly?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You still got time?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, because we're gonna start the shill section, thrill section. We're gonna start off with Lone Wolf on the shill.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me on, and I'm just gonna try to hurry up and let's help support TCGdude and all of his stuff, and let's get Hillbilly and Tortoise up to 1,500 subscribers. We're getting closer.
Well, yeah. Then we got TCGdude. Just wanted to add this on stage.
Cool. Yeah, what up, y'all? I'm Alex, the TCG dude, out here keeping magic alive. If you have more questions about Cube or design ideas or something, feel free to hit me up on X or Discord at TCGdude. Occasionally, I'll stream some games over on the Twitch side at TCGdude907. And then you can always feel free to email me, contact.tcgdude@gmail.com. Yeah, thanks for having me here today, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, before I forget, I'm so sorry. If you need some Cube cards, feel free to check the link in the description of this episode for my TCGplayer store. And that really helps the cause out a lot, man. Like those funds go to my drafting, which helps, get the inventory filled. It's a burn and churn thing. Let's go.
That's right. And with that, we're going to go over to Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody. This right here will be on the November 12th at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, right after the morning coffee show. And that day will not be a morning stream because I will be here. And then right after here, I'll be jumping straight into the early access streamer event. We're playing with the avatar cards. And so keep an eye out for this stream here. But like I said, November 12th at 12 o'clock. But as far as today, I will be doing a 2 o'clock stream. And that's all I got planned for today. Oh, Commander tonight's also.
All right.
Bracket 3.
Bracket 3. It's Super Fast Tortoise. Everybody can't afford us because we're just too great. They can't debate. just hit that like, subscribe button. Be awesome. Be cool. Join the creep. And yes, if you have any questions about Cube, I can answer it. You can hit up TCGdude or I on Discord. Join our Discords. Oh, you know what? I should put in the Discord link because I updated that. Ooh, Discord. Hey, join our Discord. Because if you have any questions about Cube, I can answer it to you. Or if you want, I can get you hooked up with TCGdude. Because you know what? He's a cool dude. With that, I want to thank everybody for watching, joining us today in chat. Thank you, Cane Chick, for being overexcited about Cube content. I hope I did a good job. Hope I did justice explaining Cube and going through how I put things together in a cube. I'm hoping you learned something. Maybe it was something we can cover again in the future, like something different. Let us know. But with that, I want to thank you guys. Remind you that you're awesome and amazing. I want to remind you that you're loved, that someone's thinking about you, and if you can, say and or do something positive for someone else today. And I want to thank my channel members and subscribers for growing the channel and helping out the way you do. Give special thanks to everybody who's a part of the creep. And with that, we gotta get to the end scene.
I want to thank you, channel members of the channel, for supporting this creep the way you do. You are awesome. And you subscribers, everybody that subscribes, you're doing amazing too. Thank you very much for all that you do.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends have been the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning